Hello, Wethersfield Police. They make confessions and they make demonstrations since I was a kid. Then they pretend it's personal. They forge names and switch names, for example, which is it's recorded that way. Those are the kind of people who are on there. Oh, I don't see any evidence, and they're speaking about other people in investigations. We know since founding investigators could be used with criminally foreign influence, tactically delusions raw. Why do you think they failed to speak for the course of black pupils, whites of eyes, and exception nature haven't been abridged? Nature answers our questions about other things with those answers. That's about difference. So they have been fabricating audio and video transcripts of Wethersfield Police with a former director of the FBI, Robert Luskin, and his co-defendants of his, a Thaddeus Grabowski, a Dominic Lapriata, and John LeConch, and with a whole bunch of other natures of federal criminals before they were proven. They also have roles with more people that were involved with pension thefts with them before that was proven, who had roles planting evidences in databases and fake passions and emotions tied to that. Further, a principal child abuser has more roles with some upskirt pictures and pictures of the kids different. There's a Leahy family who's got their kids involved with it, pictures of their kids and other people's kids. And they got daughters in their little girls in their family pretending passions and emotions against strangers because their family pretending conversations with me. There's two Brendan Leahys who are involved with people from the Britain Superior Court, retired and standing, including judges and their family members, involved with the ones that live near me with the Wethersfield Police playing games too, so we use each other's names. Get on paper. And there's a O'Brien family with these games. Fake conversations with people, and they made people describe it. They're with the intelligence community. A whole bunch of people from Wethersfield with the buildings next to the state capitol have roles with the former director of the FBI's lawyer too, and people like John Maiano, and people like women that tied to him at Central Connecticut State University and Rocky Hill, and all along Route 3 involved with federal evidences crimes with them, child abuses. Make sure they get on paper with the Wethersfield Police and the other police departments. Keep making it worse for yourselves. Get on paper now! Now! Fix the fake news. WFSB, fix the fake news. You guys are out of your minds. And when you're calm, and when you smile, and when you're aggressive, and you speak about passion, you're a psychopath. Fix the fake conversations with me, and respond for what you did with the rest of the women, and respond for what you're using what you call the mom squad for. You have more FBI, state police families retired and standing, involved with more drugs crimes with the kids, including with doctors, drugs with the overt gangs, and doctors' drugs, the same ones involved. Hartford Hospital has roles with the intelligence community, including the military, criminally involved here. You guys brought up a whole bunch of things when you start forging names and switching names, and faking conversations with people. Now you can't be honest about what came first. You can't be honest. Now you have wire crime acts and methods that show you can't be wired honest. The Wethersfield Police have been replacing what's actually recorded. A police chief, Cintron, and another one retired years ago, involved with the same house with child offenders, including sexual, medical, and with overt criminal enterprises with the area through time. And now again, there's a Judge Smith I had the right to complain about because and they have his family member. There were a number of families with the name Smith associated with the name Cololo that Wethersfield Police brought up on the phone. They're forging names, switching names, making confessions. And they only brought up the name Cololo. They didn't bring up the whole name. There's a Phil Cololo that a Bob Chase with Whiting Forensics recorded, confessed, demonstrated, confirmed he has federal evidence his crimes with him, with child offenders, including sexual, medical, judicial, legal at the same time. Identity theft. You have some sick, fake people with Whiting Forensics through time because they were involved with child abusers when I was a kid, and that's recorded. They have other leaders of the campuses and their family members recorded, confessed, demonstrated, confirmed having been involved with identity theft, fraud, slanders against me. Whole bunch of people tied to a Kevin Harris too. He's got men and women associated with him, with doctors that are attaching little kids to fake conversations, putting fake things in databases, drugs and medicines crimes with the kids, and with prosecutors at the Britain Superior Court and Hartford courts. They're sick. Make sure they get on paper. Fix the fake news, predicate acts. These are people also involved with Florida's intelligence community, roles with Central Connecticut State University. They have roles with the Scalora family's members down in Florida, have roles with election spots with child offenders, overt criminal enterprises, private ones, and people on off the World Trade Center attack location, post-dated documents inside the Ninth Circuit Court right next to it, right before the attack and since. WFSB attached me to fake conversations about the World Trade Center while they were forcing the principal child abuser and fake passions and emotions. Fix the mom squad. Repent. Make sure they get on paper, one name and sequence. Stop repeating fake things that they were coaching them with the fake branches of government, fake sides. All sides of cases have roles with federal criminal and civil cases. All sides, victims and victims advocates, have shared federal evidences, crimes, illusions together, planting identity theft, fraud, slander, and tactical delusions. Will delineate the delusions from the criminal foreign influences. So there are a whole bunch of people, as people named Brendan Leahy, and women in their family who have federal crimes with and identity thefts and frauds, federal evidences crimes, federal rules of evidences crimes, and uses of that also singularly used at Hartford Hospital, who has roles with drugs and medicines crimes with Interbranch on my street and with my area tied to them, as the names are involved with wire crimes with Wethersfield police over the phones. So make sure they get on paper, because they prevent paper since I was a kid, and they put confessions tied to their falsified police reports of arrays of fake things for stacked into databases. Because this is also the branch of government grouped. They have predicate acts methods individually and grouped. So make sure they get on paper, follow mandated law. Preventing paper and pretending others, one of the influences that motivated their roles with election crimes. Note this, all the topics in the news, the subjects are being used criminally foreign influence. Fox Connecticut News recorded, confessed, demonstrated, confirmed roles with the intelligence community next to them. Criminally foreign influence. A whole bunch of people tied to former director of the FBI, Robert Luskin, and his co-defendants involved with a whole bunch of natures of organized crime against elderly and little kids. And they have uses of that at other locations where those fakes need to hide things there, and at other locations they need to hide from correlation nature. So they use the crime method across the country demonstrably of pretending people are speaking bad about police and then changing what they say to theory, etc. Make sure they follow mandated law. Wethersfield police, get on paper now. Pick one name and sequence. I'll show you what to do with the child offenders. And get this coward. What is his name? Police Chief Cintron. He's got his daughter involved through John Maiano, his confessions. And he's one of the ones involved with the Leahy family members. Two of them with the name Brendan Leahy, at least two of them. And women in their family involved fake conversations with me. And one of them made statements to me, fake exceptions too. They used criminally foreign influence, pretending I don't know, I remember what I'm talking about. I remember 3 times they used Hartford Hospital for a forced mental evaluation. They have a whole bunch of people with the name Lombardo, also with the military, with drugs and medicines crimes on all sides of the schools, and with the names on my street. Make sure they get on paper, and with the Judge Killian and the ones that came before him, though. He's involved with sequence shifts. They have their family members involved with their criminally foreign influence uses of communications locations. He mentioned his kids living near him, too, a Judge Killian. Tactically delusions wrought, criminally foreign influence of federal evidences crimes with child sex offenders. Hey! And with drugs and medicines crimes. Make sure you get them on paper. Make sure. The Hartford Hospital, repent. Get on paper, too. Make sure. Now, fast. Let's go.